something that I get compliments almost on a daily basis. It's definitely the trait that people notice the first about me. This is my current hair length. And if I put it all back, you can see it in the mirror. All my essential tips that I think everyone should apply. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be addressing how I grew my curly hair to look so healthy and so long. For those of you who don't know me, 2 years ago I cut my hair at this length. So I did kind of a big chop because I really wanted to see how my hair would look short. I was really into volume at the time and I just felt like the long hair that I had was not looking healthy anymore. I also wanted to get rid of all the color that I had because I had a bit of ginger in my hair. After a couple of months, I realized that I really miss my long hair, and that is just who I am. So what I did was I embarked for the next 2 years into a journey of using all the tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the years to make sure that my hair is gonna grow back to the really beautiful length that you see right now. So I'm gonna take you on a journey and give you all my essential tips that I think everyone should apply in their day-to-day, especially us curly girls who need just a bit more care and love when it comes to doing our hair. So when it comes to growing our hair, of course, genetics plays a huge part, and a lot of people might say that my hair length is only due to genetics, to which I'm going to say yes, a part of it is due to genetics because both of my parents have very thick hair and they're both in their 60s. My dad still has a beautiful set of hair, my mother as well. And although I do acknowledge that, I'm also doing so many things outside of it that are helping me grow my hair to this length. This does not mean that I did not have periods in my life where my hair was quite damaged and I just could not really grow it to the length that I wanted to. I was doing a lot of damaging things that nowadays I've stopped doing because I know exactly how I want my hair to look like, and if I keep doing these damaging things, it just will never look the way it does right now. I have all my tips written on my laptop and I'm going to be referencing it, and this video is going to be split into chapters so that you can just click on whatever section you find most useful and that you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to. When we think about growing our hair, there are really two factors that determine how long we can grow our hair. So number one will be how fast our hair grows from our scalp, and the second one would be how we maintain the length that we already have out, because of course you cannot do everything possible to promote the growth from your scalp and not take care of the hair that is already out, or vice versa. In this video I'll be giving tips for both of these, but I'll be focusing mainly on how to prevent breakage and how to maintain the hair that you already have out and the hair that is growing from breaking. For the first part, we're going to be focusing on how to prevent breakage and maintain the length. Tip number one is related to hair dye. I definitely did not get to this length by bleaching my hair all the time. I did have a period in my life where I dyed my hair. I had this ginger color and the dye actually did have some bleach in it. And looking back in pictures, I'm gonna insert some of here, but looking back at those pictures, I realized that my hair was definitely not as curly as it is today. It was a lot drier, it was a lot shorter, I could see breakage everywhere. So if you do want to maintain the length of your hair and grow your hair long, stay away from bleach. Sometimes I do like to dye my hair, but I will definitely opt for a semi-permanent dye. I find that that is a lot less aggressive on the hair than regular dyes and bleaches. Right now is it its natural color, but sometimes I like to dye my hair black and I will opt for a semi-permanent dye. I probably go once a year to get my hair dyed black with semi-permanent dye, and I could probably do it with permanent dye as well. But I like to keep my options open because if in the summer I want to get some highlights, I don't want to have permanent dye in my hair. But the fact that I go so rarely to the salon is one of the main things that's helped me grow my hair so long, because I don't always put chemicals on it and the hair can stay healthy and shiny and not have any breakage due to all the chemicals that get into your hair. Tip number two is related to heat tools. Now, I know a lot of us up until maybe 2019, 2020 really wanted straight hair. It used to be a huge trend in my high school. I know it used to be a trend for everyone. And only in recent years, people have started to embrace their curls, and I'm super happy about the movement. But I have never really been a huge fan of heat tools altogether. I would only straighten my hair once a year, and even now I only really straighten it once a year. And if I do put any heat on it, it will be a diffuser that is on low heat and that I keep hovering around. So I don't normally tend to go with heavy heat on my hair. If you have curly hair and if you want to maintain the aspect of your hair as well as the health, definitely look into getting a diffuser. I use the Dyson diffuser, and it has this attachment to it, which is specifically made for curly hair. If you do want to keep your hair healthy, I definitely advise staying away from any heat. Try to straighten it once a year, once every 6 months, and when you do, add some heat protectant on it, or not hold it too long with the straightener, because it could only take one time and you could ruin your hair forever. Even though you think that you always straighten your hair and it's healthy and you don't really see any damage, one, you might not be able to see the damage, but the damage is there, and two, it could be the next time that you straighten your hair that it ends up permanently damaged and there's nothing you can do afterwards. Tip number 3 is about cutting your hair. Now, I want to talk about split ends and damaged hair. If you are someone who is just embarking on a hair growth journey and you see that you have a lot of damage, either due to bleaching or heat damage or any sort of things that you've did to your hair, then I would definitely recommend doing a bigger chop. So to just kind of take all the length that you have that is damaged and cut it off completely. If you did do the big chop, then your hair is completely healthy and you just want to focus on growing it, I would advise doing regular trims. So I think they're called dusting, when you just go to the salon and you ask them to remove the split ends. I try to go to the salon every 10 to 12 months, but the second I notice any split ends or some sort of like breakage at the tip of my hair, then I know it's time for me to go get my ends trimmed. So imagine that this is our hair strand. When the hair starts to split at the ends, the only thing that's going to be doing, if you don't cut it, is to just be splitting more and more and more. And there's no product that you can put on it to put it back together. The ends are just going to be split, and it can go and split all the way to the root. And the only thing you can do about it is to just snip that split end, and therefore the hair that you are trying to grow is not going to split, damage, become really thin, so you're going to be growing healthy and long hair. Another thing to mention about hair cutting is that I see a lot of people doing very regular hair chops, and I don't mean just, a dusting every 6 to 12 months. I mean, I see people who want to grow their hair really long, go to the salon every month, every 2 months, every 4 months, and they cut 5-10 centimeters of their hair. If you end up doing this, you are never going to see the growth that comes as a result of taking care of your hair. If I go to the salon and if I cut 10 centimeters every 3 months, then all the growth is going to be on the floor of the salon. There's gonna be no visible growth. Do the big chop or get the split ends removed, but don't be going to the salon all the time. You've done the thing, you've removed all the damage, now focus on regular trims and keeping the hair that you have growing out healthy. For tip number 4, we're going to be talking about hairstyles. And for hairstyles, I have a couple of points, right? A lot of us don't realize that the daily hairstyles that we are doing are way too tight for our hair. And what these really tight hairstyles do, first, they're going to be pulling on the roots, and second, they're going to be creating breakage wherever you decide to tie your hair. So if I decide to put my hair in a high pony, not only will the pony pull on my edges, the hairs here are going to become thinner and they're going to be breaking. Also, this place where the hair tie is around the hair, you're going to be noticing a lot of breakage around that area. So try to avoid tight hairstyles altogether. There's a lot of different ways of doing really sleek hairstyles without actually putting a lot of force on your hair. If I want to do a tight bun, I don't pull my hair really, really tight because that also kind of hurts me throughout the day. So I just try to put a lot of gel into it and use a hairbrush and really sleek my hair. Which brings me to my point of keeping your hair in low and loose styles. So if you do want to, or if you do have to, if you're a job, right? If you have to keep your hair in a bun, try to keep it in a loose bun at the bottom, or try to braid it. Braiding is actually amazing for your hair, and it does not pull on your hair as much as you would think it does. Another thing to mention in hairstyles is wet hair is very, very fragile. So I really recommend definitely against putting it in a tight hairstyle while it's wet. Tip number 5, it's all about how you brush your hair. When I was younger, in my household, we just had, the classical hair brushes. So obviously they were not meant for my type of hair. And when I grew up, I started doing research into curly hair, and I realized that you have to use certain hair brushes that will detangle your hair properly. The hairbrush that I like to use is this one. I think it's called the Tangle Teaser, but it is absolutely incredible. Put some conditioner in my hair and I brush it, and it works wonders. Another tip is to brush from the bottom to the top. Now, growing up and watching movies, you always see the girls with this beautiful long straight hair brush their hair from top to bottom, and honestly that's how I thought people brush their hair. But on curly hair, that's not how you're supposed to do it, because if you do that, your hairbrush is going to get stuck midway and you're just going to create a bunch of tangles right here, and you're just going to promote breakage. So what you want to do is you want to start from the bottom and you want to split it into sections. What I do is I split it into these 2 sections, and then I just kind of take a small bit, I start from the bottom, and then I move up. And that is how you correctly brush curly hair. And even if you don't have curly hair, but you have hair that is prone to tangling, just try this tip and you're gonna thank me. Besides brushing aggressively, try not to brush without any sort of conditioner in your hair or any sort of cream or oil that is going to facilitate the brushing process. Because if you brush your hair completely dry with absolutely nothing in, there's going to be no slip. How is your hairbrush supposed to go through all the tangles and brush easily? You're just going to be pulling on your hair, breaking it, and you're never going to see this length. Number 6 is using hair products. Now, I am a really big fan of hair products. I don't usually tend to use a lot of hair products. I just tend to go for my hair gel or a leave-in conditioner. But the reason why I recommend using hair products is not just for appearance. I mean, obviously, my hair looks beautiful when I put hair gel. However, these products are not just meant to make your hair look nice. For me, my hair gel keeps my hair from tangling. I've noticed that in the times when I don't use my hair gel, in the days when I just do a wash and go and I keep my hair in its natural state, after 2-3 days, my hair is incredibly tangled, and that is because there is no moisture in it. I did not put a leave-in conditioner, I did not put a cream, a gel, nothing that kept that moisture in, nothing that kept it and prevented it from tangling. So think about investing into products, and honestly, it really does not have to be investing like buying really expensive products, but just buying a simple leave-in conditioner or a drugstore hair cream is going to help your hair from tangling. The second point I want to talk about is promoting the hair growth from the scalp. So far we've talked about how to maintain the length of your hair. Now I want to talk about how to promote hair growth from your scalp. One of the most important things that I do to promote healthy hair growth is to double cleanse. So when you're in the shower, shampoo once, rinse it all, and then shampoo a second time. And this is going to ensure that you remove all the buildup from your scalp, all the oils, all the dirt that might prevent the health of your scalp, and therefore it might prevent your hair from growing out. And this will also remove all the buildup from the lengths of your hair, and it will make your hair appear shinier and healthier, because a clean hair is happy hair. I also try to massage my hair where I'm in the shower. So I give it a really good massage. I honestly don't really know the science, but I think massaging your scalp promotes hair growth. So if you have a couple of minutes to spare in the shower, why not just do that as well? Another product that you can use to promote growth from the scalp are hair oils. I personally don't use them, but I know that rosemary oil is really good for hair growth. I don't really know the science behind it, so I can't really guarantee that it is something that will help you, but it's definitely worth looking into if you want to promote growth from the scalp. Another point is eating healthy food. And I know you're going to say, how is this related to hair health? But honestly, just like, you need good nutrition to have clear and beautiful skin. You need good nutrition so that you can help hair growth from the inside, not only just the outside, because it's not just about the products that we put on the outside, it's also about the foods that we eat and about exercising and just staying healthy. Now this third chapter is going to be about the daily care that we don't really think about, small things that we might be doing on a daily basis that are preventing our hair from growing long and staying super healthy and beautiful. The first tip that I would say is definitely buy a satin or a silk bonnet or a pillowcase. I have both because I also think that a pillowcase helps your skin, because cotton can pull on your skin and it can create wrinkles. But you can either choose a satin bonnet or a pillowcase or just a satin scrunchie and put your hair in a loose bun. Protecting your hair at nighttime is so important. I mean, if you think about it, half of our life is just being spent sleeping. So you need to take care of your hair even when you sleep. And honestly, I've noticed one of the biggest changes when I bought my bonnet, because not only is my hair being protected and it doesn't constantly rub into the cotton pillowcases, but my hair looks beautiful throughout the week. If I wear my bonnet, you guys, my hair looks beautiful for the whole week. It does not tangle too crazy. It does not lose its like shine, because the regular pillowcases can absorb a lot of the moisture and a lot of the products. But if you protect your hair in a satin pillowcase, you're good to go. You wake up the next day, you pull it out, you shake your hair, and you're all done. You're ready to go. Speaking of sleep, try to alternate the side that you sleep on. What I've noticed, because I am definitely someone who sleeps on their left side, is that I have a lot less hair on this side. Maybe not a lot less, but I've definitely noticed a difference. This is definitely because I've been sleeping on this side for as long as I know myself. So try to alternate the sides that you sleep on and your hair is gonna be thanking you. And also try to alternate your parts. I mean, I am a huge fan of middle parts, but even with my middle part, I try to maybe zigzag it a bit sometimes, because if your hair is constantly in one part, it gets damaged and it breaks. So yeah, think about that as well. A very important thing that I try to do and I'm very conscious about, but I see a lot of people do it on a daily basis, sitting and laying back on your hair where you're on a chair, right? The chair that I have right now does not have a back, but just imagine, right, that you are sitting on a chair. You're either at work or you're in a car and you just lay on your hair, right? What's going to happen is the friction between the chair and your hair is going to lead to hair breakage. And especially if you're sitting in the office from like 9 to 5, imagine how much breakage your hair is going to be getting on this like repeated friction all the time. So what I try to do is I either pull my hair in the front or to the side, or maybe not lean and directly on the chair and have it rub against the chair all the time, or just put it in a protective hairstyle, right? Like if you put it in a low bun, or if you put it in a braid, you can just pull the braid to the side. That is something that I definitely am trying to be more aware of. And speaking of being aware of little things you do throughout the day, what I've realized is that my hair was breaking a lot on this side, and I didn't know why until I thought about what I do on a daily basis. And you guys, I keep my bag right on the shoulder, and when I would keep my bag on my shoulder, I wouldn't pull my hair back. I would just have my hair, put my bag, and the handle of the bag would constantly rub onto the hair, so the hair would break exactly at the point of contact with the bag, and it would just break. So if you do not want to have uneven and unwanted layers in your hair, try to stay away from laying back on your chair, and also try to keep your bag off of your hair. Some products that I definitely recommend you guys look into so that your hair can grow long and healthy. And the first one is, as I've mentioned before, a satin bonnet or a satin pillowcase. They are extremely important when it comes to hair health and just keeping your hair looking healthy and beautiful. Second thing I would recommend is looking into a microfiber towel. Now I know a lot of people just tend to get out of the shower and dry their hair with a regular towel, and regular towels are actually really damaging to your natural hair. So you would want to look into getting a microfiber towel and just being very gentle with your hair altogether when you use a towel. Another thing, and I swear by it for sure, I think this is one of the most important things when it comes to growing my hair so long, is I switched all of my hair ties to satin or silk scrunchies. This is a must because all the scrunchies that I was using before, I did not even realize how they were basically creating breakage at the point of where I was tying my hair. So that is something very important to look into. And definitely get yourself a hair gel or a hair cream or a leave-in conditioner, something that's going to keep your hair healthy and prevent it from getting tangled throughout the week or throughout how many days you wanna keep it fresh until the next wash. That was it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends who also have curly hair and they want to learn more about hair health. If I forgot any point or if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment. All the details are in my bio, so you can find links to all my social media, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Facebook. I'm trying to be active in all of them. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.